Welcome to Boomstick Gaming, this is Alex, and I'm going to show you a really effective and non-luck dependent way to get super powered up right at the start of Returnal. I have some good tips for maximizing your health pool and weapon damage in the very first area, which will somewhat help with that first boss, but most importantly will set your build up for success in the much more difficult later areas. So what you really need to be familiar with first is that the green integrity items will heal you, of course. However, if you're at max health, these will change into resin, which will raise your health bar's overall capacity after you fill in those 3 charges to the left of your HP. Now what you want to do in every area of the game is try to only use those environmental healing items you find on the ground when you're already at max health only. Easier said than done, I realize, so maybe stick to only popping these when you're around 30% HP if you feel like you're gonna die. However, I do recommend more utilizing other healing methods to actually fix your integrity by popping consumables you might find or buy, or by utilizing key structures you might come across. On this run, I went ahead and cleared the entire map and then backtracked to those health items I had left, making sure I only used them to raise my health cap. After all that, a little bonus, I visited the fabricator shop, which I knew had an augment to raise my overall health by 25% more. Now that the map is truly cleared, at least for this point in the game, down in this ominous hole is the first boss. Now in just this very first area, our overall health pool is super tanky already and also have a really strong rank 6 weapon as well, which brings us now to the next part. To get a really great gun in this intro area, you'll want to skip the majority of the chests you find, to wait and open them until you get your weapon proficiency as high as you can get it, which improves the quality of all dropped weapons. Weapon proficiency can be gained from general combat, finding little consumable items in the area, or by purchasing a weapon proficiency booster at the fabricator shop. I managed to get my proficiency up to 4 on this area, and then proceeded to start opening those chests I had left behind during the same health item trek I did before. Weapon proficiency level 4 doesn't mean that a 4-star is the max, and you can get a drop of even higher than that. I ended up going with this rank 6 carbine that had pretty fast projectile speed and had the armor piercing ability. Now again, we are back in front of that boss arena with our really beefy weapon and humongous health bar. This all might take a little bit of time, but will save you time overall in the long run with less complete restarts in those later game areas. Now there are a few other tips I want to show off real quick which will help you in that first area to acquire more weapon proficiency, more healing items, and more of the currency you'll be using to buy things at the fabricator shop. The first one, you'll be coming across some higher platforms you can't quite traverse to yet, but in some cases, you can let yourself get scooped up by these Half-Life style tentacle monsters that will drag you upwards to munch on your face. Simply dash off of these as you reach the top to access areas you usually couldn't with a jump. You might just find some goodies up there you thought you had to skip. Next, look out for walls that look like these, which can be blasted away, which might also have even more goodies hidden inside. Then if you don't remember this from the tutorial, these barricades can be raised to unlock their contents by finding and shooting the triangular button hidden in the environment nearby. Lastly, always destroy the local flora and fauna, in this case these purple plant things, which can drop a variety of items like healing or currency. Some of these will even drop an item that lets you gamble with a malfunction to get one of those max health boosting charges. I also used those to further boost up my HP during that earlier section. And that's pretty much it. If you do everything I just explained before heading off into the second section of the game, I can almost entirely guarantee you'll have an easier time in the later areas. If you are playing Returnal and have some other useful early game tips of your own, make sure to post them down in the comments section to help everyone else out. This game rules, and let's make sure not too many people are giving up hastily with some controller chucking before the game really kicks into gear. As always, this has been Alex from Boomstick Gaming, and good luck with your future Eternal returns.